to meet up with Ganyu. Let's head to Yujing Terrace.
Yeah.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. What?
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you sleep well last night?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's discuss the matter at hand. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon told me. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been many people, human or Adeptus. But the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else, even his own impending death. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer has to have been—
You really think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looked. Ooh, like a crystal fly's wings? That would be pretty cool. But Paimon definitely can't imagine it. Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about—
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then I'd probably hide behind a tree and watch them for— Once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like taking credit for—
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things. And I also find it—
Well, what if this Adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she just left without saying a word. She was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. Still, if we set off now, we could head to You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I've been in Leah Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore. If there's anything we want to know about—
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so we probably—
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival, just in case. Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her own— Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Traveler, Paimon.
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu, but Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer— Wait, did she leave already? Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
I can't believe it.
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other adept. True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. There's no need to— Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes.
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more traveling? going. Got it! Paimon has a...
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped divorce. We can't hear any music right now, but if she...
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue! You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim! Paimon would sink like a rock! Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there! Quick, swim to the very center! Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
What is going on?
How do you feel right now? Shenhe! And the Conqueror of Demons.
Why don't you say something? Okay, fine. Paimon will explain. We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely a woman.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. And your actions here caused others a great deal of worry. Do not repeat them again in the...
As ever, the Conqueror of Demons comes and goes.
Right. I didn't dare to say a word. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite?
Oh, I had planned to spend the festival with Matt
Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you...
earlier this morning. She set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. Maybe it was a gift for Mel.
So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment.
Sure.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continued to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. It's a little... So you came looking for Master today because you...
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any...
Music?
It's... a kind of a happy or relaxing sound.
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us.
Yay! That's really...
We were just talking about this thing called music.
Oh, really?
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Oh no! Paimon's gone deaf! Paimon can't hear anything!
The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams.
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done. Okay, fine. It's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the...
And a melody is?
Huh?
Hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before?
Oh, was that from the opera that Yoonjin sang?
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. We're all there, raising our glasses as I watched Yoonjin's performance. I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink reached my stomach, it went from warm to hot. When you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right. So that's the power of music.
Wow, Shen, huh? That was so deep! Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule with all this. What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang. I know some local folk songs. And a few other things come to mind. The songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little... Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart. Nenny and Liyue probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories, in that sense, we're all the same.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends that...
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other.
Thank you.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home. I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure...
You are too kind.
Nonsense. You are my... I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me how to do an even... I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what does that say?
Do people say that? I'm not completely...
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out.
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she. Even after being chastised once already? Barely a moment has passed since we last... One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the Adeptus you see... Well, shall one lead the...
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory...
If you want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us anytime.
Thank you, everyone.
Is this... Guili Plains? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her? Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature, and long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her home. Seagazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart. Though usually a mild-mannered fellow, When it came to those collectibles he was so fond of, he always loved to show them off.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what Sea Gazer...
He was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor One was content to let him just steal the spotlight. So we would then also present our... As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How pray
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time...
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves? She always sought to make everyone happy. It also helped that she never referred to one as that illuminated bird or ladybird.
Come on, get over it!
Anyway, just as our impassioned argument, who would dare snub the Stove God and his wondrous creations? At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop... Back then, One was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square? Precisely. So, as you can see, even one as great as Rex Lapis was not immune to making the occasional blunder. Even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, each of those old fossils had their character flaws, and we would drink together from a spot high in the mountains until the moon. Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire.
Streetward Ram?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a love... Or are you saying that it was Guizhong?
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precise... One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning. No matter. In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili Plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything.
We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing.
What? You have loads of friends!
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one... But in the end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against... That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works. Having the ability...
Wait! That's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young or something.
Streetward Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with... As for her old friend, as soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision. After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us...
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not see that one coming.
Enough of your intrusions. Where was one? The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompanying, but Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Once upon a time, Streetward Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. The music would go from mournful to soothing. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds, which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating.
But if she was so happy with the melody...
One was also greatly perplexed by this. In response, she said, though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone. Tell me, Cloud Retainer, when the one attuned to my soul is no longer here, who else could hope to understand this tune?
Aw, poor Madame P.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor although I met Guizhong a few times, I never knew anything of this particular
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, as of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of our old friend.
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it be that...
Oh?
I've been in Liyue Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way, so I too am well acquainted with the pain of the passing of a loved one. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. They have to keep moving forward. Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to... Though these immortal mountains have lost an Adeptus, no loss can ever be undone. But Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many, though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year. When we get back, why don't...
You youngsters...
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping.
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard?
I disagree. Each new day and each new...
The edibles she brought this time were indeed quite delightful. Very well, then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as... If we planted...
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given.
What? Cloud Retainer?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time, one is departing.
Whoa! Madam Ping?
It appears you made haste after all. One arrived.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor?
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't...
Said what, precisely? And why should one be...
Because you're the one who's known Madam Ping the longest.
Street word. Or rather, presumably.
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
Given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the city is most... Ganyu, please continue from here.
So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find... Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued...
Let me think. What a long time ago that was. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all. When mortal lives are... It appears that she has proven...
Who's she?
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eye...
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
There is no harm done after all. Lantern Rite's very purpose is to commemorate the hero. Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today.
So, how has she proven herself right?
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were but as she interacted more and more with them, she marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits. She told us that to underestimate human but with the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power, and a human who has reached their full potential may well be...
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was, one suspects, in large part due to her...
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant?
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass. When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us...
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Of all of us, it was Guizhong who was... If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud...
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here...
Oh, yeah! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you played? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you join the con...
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much as I don't wish to it's been a long time since I played this zither. My fingers don't have the dex, and whenever I play that tune, there was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, no matter how much time goes by.
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Well, I would be lying to myself if I... But that is not to say that grief, despite the sadness, I have found many things. Just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief.
Be that as it may, I shall leave the
Well, if...
Granny! Whoa,
What's everyone doing here? Did something bad?
Ah, and now we've spooked Yanfei. No. Everyone's just here to give...
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad. Well, in that case, Happy
Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some, work to do at UA. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer?
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
It seems Ganyu still has much to...
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can chat a while.
Gladly. This was one's intention.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards.
You got it,
Thank you all. I think you've listened. As for that melody, I will play it for you all another...
Wow, that'd be good.
When that time comes. Wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the...
All right, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news. Mr. Dvorak! Ah, and Kuching's here too! Thanks for helping set all of this up.
Welcome back. Did everything go?
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking...
Are you... I see. So the melody might... That certainly explains why it was such a pop...
Huh. That's a really interesting first reaction.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale...
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally but Streetward Rambler, or Madame Ping as we know her, probably only became...
Madame Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take, her mind and wits are as sharp as they...
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly...
I think... yes. That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotion...
Ah, speaking of, Madame Ping wishes you all the best. Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual...
Wait, are you serious? Oh no, now I'm starting to get nervous. Okay. Nope, another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Paimon, before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people.
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, we found out that music can be used for good, but also for it can make people happy and moved, but it can also be sad and bittersweet. And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with feelings from a totally...
It sounds like you had an eventful trip. Don't worry, I'm sure...
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry...
Mm-hmm. Just a few things to wrap up. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
Whew. That should be everything. Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Zhang-Li said he wasn't in a hurry. Anyway, even if we don't make...
Oh! Alright, let's take a break here. Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with every...
So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral parlor?
After everything we've been through. You don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own... We have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not...
Invisible audience?
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just...
Come on.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused. There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his iridescence tour. Look, with my words, Xinyan's courts, and Yunjin as our mentor, we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and the whole audience calling for more.
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh, now Paimon's rhyming along.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage. And
Guess we'll just have to try.
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes. It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art form.
Yeah, that's right. Matt, to tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself...
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng funeral... I can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scare.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas.
Sure thing.
Oh, Traveler in Paimon. I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the... When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight. But you should join us too. It'll be...
Paimon sees them! It's illuminated deer! And illuminated bird number 2!
A familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor?
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious...
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city...
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to...
Wait, that meant...
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmo.
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your... Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more. When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must...
Oh, Zhongli! Hu Tao told us to tell... She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the... When she says performance, she must mean the land... As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine to... As for the banquet, since the director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup.
Thank you. I will examine it. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsmanship of this machine is... Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes...
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan. This is Hintao. And this is a little something called...
The Bling Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you two buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Master, listen!
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Xiao Lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Xiao Lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.